Calculus. Scary, right? One of the hardest math classes you can take. Well, in this very short video, I'm going to try to explain a concept to you to show that you can do calculus. First, here's a graph. Let's start with a simple function, y equals x. Here's a question. If you move from the right towards x equals 0, what y value are you approaching? 0. The y values are getting closer and closer to 0 as you approach it from the right. The same thing happens from the left side too. This is the behavior of a function as it approaches a certain x value, or the limit. Therefore, the limit as x approaches 0 is 0. Simple, right? You just did calculus. But let's make it a little harder and test your skills. This function is the same exact function. Almost. This graph shows y equals x for every point except x equals 0, where it is undefined. What is the limit as x approaches 0 for this function? You may say that the limit doesn't exist because the function never even touches 0. However, the limit actually does exist because from the right it is approaching 0 and from the left it is also approaching 0. Think of it like this. Two people are approaching a pizza. Both could grab a slice of pizza or neither could. Either way, they are still meeting at the pizza and the limit does exist. But if one person goes to grab watermelon instead, then they aren't approaching the same place and the limit doesn't exist. But what if you couldn't see the pizza or the watermelon? Well, you just have to imagine where the graph is going to approach. Let's go back to y equals x. What would you say the limit is as x approaches infinity? Infinity. Even though we don't know where the pizza or the watermelon is, we do know that this function is defined at all points and is increasing forever. Okay, last challenge. 1 over x squared. What is the limit as x approaches infinity? As x goes higher, the denominator of the function is getting higher and higher. That makes the overall fraction smaller and smaller. Although this function is never going to touch 0, we know that it's approaching 0 because the fraction is getting smaller and smaller and getting closer to 0. So the answer is that the limit is 0. Thank you for watching, and remember that you can do calculus.